anything. Oh my. They unbanned it. What's potion? You got Matt here, and welcome back to another competitive Yu-Gi-Oh video. A new ban list just dropped, and honestly, I'm a little surprised. I didn't expect it to come right now. I thought it was gonna be coming probably towards like the beginning of next year, but it is going to be live, and we have quite a few different changes. I got spoiled just a tiny little bit, but I was able to find at least the ban list on, I think this one here is like the EU version of the Yu-Gi-Oh page, of the Yu-Gi-Oh ban list page. So yeah, but of course, guys, this is going to be interesting. I'm hoping that we have some pretty nice changes and kind of adjust what this format is going to be. So let's take a look here. Let's do this by Forbidden. Let's do this way. Okay, so first thing here, this is what I got spoiled on. YUGIOH the Ancient Sentinel is banned. This is so good. I love the fact that this card is banned here, and like we're gonna wait for my computer to load this, but right here, YUGIOH being banned is so critical. This card here just being an additional miller is really nice. It means tier limit's gonna have a much harder time in the format. I love this ban. I think this is a great hit. That's awesome. Okay, next up, what else do we have here? We have Kelc the Ancient Vanguard and MattOshea Circular. Both of these cards getting banned right now. Okay, so Kelc is, I believe, another miller, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this one here is this one's another miller, exactly. So getting rid of the two millers is really nice. I think that's a really good hit to tier, a very fair hit. Gives them the shufflers back, which is still, you know, makes a lot of sense, but the millers were just the biggest problem. You were kind of forced to hit them with Ash Blossom if you want to at least have a chance to stay in the game, but in this case, I'm thrilled with those hit. And MattOshea Circular, honestly, I don't think that's super necessary. It kind of feels like it's a bit past its prime. At one, it wasn't really doing too much anyway, so for me, I don't really get the hit, but hey, it is what it is. Maxi is still banned. Super. We love to see it. Great. Okay, moving on. Isolde is banned. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm happy about that too. I think Isolde was super degenerate. The fact that it could send the equip spells for cost was kind of crazy. This card here allowing it to do so much for a deck is just insane. I think that Isolde having its time it being over is great, so I'm thrilled about that. Wow. Also the fact that you can get any warrior, it's so generic too. This is definitely a big hit to Infernoble. It's also a hit to any deck that is like Heroes, for example, that they take advantage of Isolde sometimes too. So I'm pretty happy to see this card gone. Wow, really good. Next up, let's keep going down. So far we have 4 hits. I'm happy with 3 of them, unhappy with 1. I think that, you know, MattOshea Circular didn't make too much sense to be hit right now. Anyways, let's keep going. Nothing else so far, nothing in the Xyz. Anything in the spells here? Nothing in the spells, and the traps, nothing in the traps. Okay, so just 4 banned cards. We had Kelc, YUGIOH, Isolde, and MattOshea Circular. Listen, if that's the banned cards, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and go to our limited section. Armageddon Knight still banned, still at 1. Orcus Harp Horse back. Okay, whoa. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Oh my god, I got spoiled again. Everything's catching me. They're all right here. Okay, let's talk about them now. I see something else down there. I can't see exactly what it is, but I know there's something down there. Okay, so first off, Orcus Harp Horse coming back to 1. Finally, oh my god, I know someone of my locals is going to be very happy to see that back to 1. I'm thrilled about this. I think it's a great unhit. The fact that Dingirsu got reprinted in the rarity collection, I think, was kind of tell that it would eventually come back to 1 and then eventually to 3. I think it's well past its prime, but full Orcus combo, I should say, is back basically. Harp Horse to 1, great decision. Redox is back to 1 as well. I picked up a 1 copy each of the highest rarity version I could find of the Dragon Rulers because I thought it was just a good piece of Yu-Gi-Oh history to have. I think that right now I think we only have 1 card, one Dragon Ruler still on the limited list. I think it's Tidal. Everything else is now unlimited, which is great. This card here is fine. I think its effect is it can just reborn a monster, if I'm not mistaken. That's what its like specific effect is, and honestly, I think it's about time for it to come off the list. It's not gonna be that useful. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this thing coming off the list too. Rescue Ace Airlifter. This is a surprising hit to me, but I guess it makes sense because one of the common plays of the deck would be to normal Airlifter and then get use emergency, tribute off the Airlifter to get out of the Hydrant, which is really nice. It's a 1-card combo in a sense for the deck, which is nice. And on top of that, it did have the hand effect as well, which was problematic too because it got you basically any Rescue Ace monster from your hand on your opponent's turn. It just makes so the deck can't play as much on their opponent's turn, which I think is a good decision. Right now, it's not a huge hit to the deck, but it is big enough, I find, to the point where it's going to have some impact. Next up, we have, what else? Unchained Soul. Oh my god, I'm seeing so much. Unchained Soul of Sharvara. This here is an amazing hit. I think this card going to 1 is perfect. It's not going to kill Unchained at all, but it's going to significantly reduce what the deck can actually do. And honestly, I am so sick of Unchained, especially right now because I'm playing Fire King, and this deck is so bad against Unchained. So having this go to 1 is great. A lot of the time what they were doing is they were just going to be looping this card over and over. using its effect multiple times because they have one copy that they send to the graveyard to activate its effect to set the card, and they have the other card, the other copy of it rather, in their hand, which is just a way for them to just start popping off from there. So I think hitting this card is great. Definitely the best main deck monster in the Unchained deck right now. Awesome hit. Then we have 2 hits to Sunavalon. I think this is also a great hit. Sunavalon, Dryas, and Sunvine Healer going to 1 as well. Now listen, I'll be honest, I don't have the most amount of knowledge when it comes to the Sunavalon, the Ricka Sunavalon deck, but I do think that these cards going to 1 is really good because you were playing these at multiple copies in the deck, and they were really recurring resources really well and really allowing the combo to pop off a lot more. This way, if you stop the combo once, they have a much harder time to rebuild back from there. So I think that Sunavalon Dryas is a good hit there, and Sunvine Healer is also a solid hit there too. I feel like this one's not as important. I don't really know, again, too much about the plant deck here, but I feel like this one isn't as important as the Sunavalon Dryas here. So again, I'm happy with the hit. I don't think it's the most important thing in the world, but for what it accomplishes, being a way to stop this deck from being as dominant as it has been, at least in the EU, is a really good idea. So I'm cool with this hit. Next up, let's see here. That's it for Link monsters. Anything? Oh my! They unbanned it. They unbanned Ib. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna open this up because Ib here, when I first got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, here, I was like, I want to play Dragon Link. And this is when like Dragon Link was basically going to be like a 1-card combo with Soul Eating Oviraptor and Carboneddon, or what is it called? Oh my god, that one Signet. Oh my god, it's a Cyberse monster that like Draconet. That's the one. That card there got us into Ib as well, and Ib is crazy. This is going to be insane. I love this card. I bought the card for like 15 bucks. It was the most expensive card I bought at the time. And guess what happens? The day I get it, I get home from lunch. Ban list. Ib is gone. Terrifying. Oh man, I hated it. But I can actually play with this now. I am gonna go absolutely crazy when it comes to playing Dragon Link again. I'm thrilled. This is an awesome addition back. I'm thrilled about it. But I think it's a mistake, to be honest. I don't think this card could come back. Either way, we move on. Wow, that alone, Ib going back to 1 itself is just the best thing for me. I'm thrilled about that. I love it. I'm so happy. Okay, Called By still at 1, of course. Let's keep going. Let's see here. Whoa. Okay, we have a lot here. Snatch Steal is back at 1. This is basically going to be like, is this worse Change of Heart? Because Change of Heart, while it does target, it's like, okay, this is what I'm thinking here. This card came off the list, what, like 2015, something like that? I'm not sure when exactly. It came off, I think, around Duelist Alliance, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a mistake. They banned it right back again. Maybe they're trying to do the same thing and see if it's going to be worth it for it to come off the list now. But I'm thinking because you have a way to get rid of it off the side of the field. If you get rid of it, then the monster comes back, which is nice. You do gain the 1,000 life points, so if you use it and then time is called in the round, then obviously that can hurt quite a bit. But you do keep the card for forever, technically. I just think there's a bit more ways to interact with it than there is with Change of Heart. So I don't know. We'll see what this does. But I think it's an interesting limitation for sure. But I don't think it's ever come off more than 1 copy. Next up, we have Goes and Match, Rivalry of Warlords, and There Can Be Only One. All these 3 cards going to 1. Okay, so we have Floodgates being basically eliminated from the game. Thank you. All we need now is for Skill Drain to go back to 1, but Rivalry at 1, Tikaboo at 1, Goes and Match at 1 are all amazing. I love these hits. I think, wow, so far I'm actually loving this ban list. This is an amazing ban list right now, so I'm thrilled. I'm very happy with this list here. I think Goes and Match wasn't seeing the most amount of play. It was seeing him like play in like decks that would like waterlock you, for example, like Marincess. Rivalry was seeing some play in like mostly just like Floodgate decks, but Tikaboo was seeing a good amount of play in quite a few decks, including something like Vanquish Soul. So I think getting rid of this card down to 1 is pretty smart. So I'm good with this hit. Wow. All right. Next up, let's go back to the top of the list there. Boom. Semi-limited. Malicious here. Pancratops at 2. Terratop at 2. Sleepy Memory at 2. Okay. I like the Pancratops at 2 thing. I think that's a great decision here. This card wasn't doing very much, and if you could have Kashtira Fenrir at 2, also I just noticed Fenrir hasn't been on the list, so Fenrir is still legal right now at 2 copies, at 3 copies, or whatever you want to have it here. That's interesting. Also, no Runic Kids either. Wow. All right, well, Pancratops is a great addition here. I think it's awesome bringing it back to 2. Never made sense to go to 1 in the first place, in my opinion, but hey, what are you gonna do? I will definitely take it. We then have Speedwar Terratop. I was playing this card in my rank 3 turbo deck, basically just Phantom Knights. It's just a free extender, which is great as a level 3 body, and it can get you access to another card. So basically, it's essentially a free Link 2, which is really nice, or a free rank 3, which is great because you paired this with Speedwar Takatumborg, and you're in a great position. But I think that this card here going to 3 does make sense. It's not the best card in the world, but yeah, it was mostly seeing the most amount of play and being abused mostly. I think it was Zodiac format, if I'm not mistaken. But I do think that right now coming to 2 makes some sense, and eventually it'll probably go to 3. Next up, we have Purely Sleeping Memory. I'm cool with this. I think because it's just it lowers the consistency, and it makes so that Purely players can't stack this as easily and get 3 draws per card per Xyz monster they have, rather. It's gonna make so they can get 2 still, which is fine. I just think that it's a nice little consistency hit to Purely. I think we'll see how it does. We'll see how Purely is affected, but I think that right now it does make a good amount of sense to have this card drop down to 2 copies. I'm not mad at it, but listen, right now I'm over the moon. I am not playing any of the decks that have been hit right now on the ban list, so I'm in a great position, and I am playing decks that are appreciating the hits to the ban list, and I'm obviously loving Ib, so that's great to me. All right, and the cards that are released from the ban list, we have a few of them. Infernity Archfiend coming to 3 copies. Obviously Infernity combo is really cool, but there's so much hate against it right now. You play Dimension Barrier, or Dimension Shifter, I should say. You play your DD Crows, you play your Bistils. They're all going to be problematic for the deck. Yeah, that's really it. And you have to obviously get lucky by having the good draws and obviously having the right amount of cards in your hand. But I do think that this card definitely can come back to 3. Cashiered Unicorn back to 3 makes sense. I think it should never have gone to 2. I think it should have been Fenrir that goes to 2, but I'll take it. Mind Control back to 3 is really nice as well. Seeing this card go back to 3 is good because right now we have Nash Steel now, we have Change of Heart, we have Brain Control, we have Mind Control now. I think it's just when this card was seeing a lot of play going and just being a interruption, a 1-for-1 form of interruption really as removal in a way, because if they didn't negate it, you took their monster. So I did feel like it made sense to go back down to, I think it was at 2 or 1, but yeah, it was at 1 copy. But coming back to 3 definitely makes sense. Pot of Desires back at 3. If you're not going to hit Pot of Prosperity, Pot of Extravagance, then Desire should be at 3, 100%. Period. Spellbook of Judgments, it wasn't doing anything. This card was hyped up. People were like, oh yeah, I can come back, it's gonna be crazy. And yeah, the fact that they released it in the Rarity Collection and now it's back to 3 copies, it makes sense. I think that's what we're seeing a lot of. Everything that was released in Rarity Collection that was like limited is basically coming back, so really cool here. But it wasn't doing anything, so I don't think it's gonna hurt anyone at all being at 3 copies. Then we have Sprite Starter and Upstart Goblin. I think Upstart is a bit of a mistake. It's allowing people to basically play a 37 card deck, which is not the best situation, especially if you're trying to be having like this huge wombo combo deck. I do think that is it that good? It depends. It's really good in games 1 and 2, but once you hit game 3, you don't really want to be giving your opponent that 1,000 life points because time can be called. And I do take that pretty seriously because time is an important part of Yu-Gi-Oh right now, unfortunately, the way the game is being played. So yeah, I'd rather honestly that Into the Void was at 3 copies than Upstart Goblin. That's just me, but hey, it is what it is. And then the final card was Sprite Starter. Obviously Starter is basically just for Sprite. It was at 2 copies. It really wasn't doing too much. I think it makes sense for it to come to 3 copies right now. Sprite is not doing too much in the format right now either. There's just so many better decks. It's been power creeped out of the format a little bit. So yeah, that's gonna be the list. I'm very happy with this. So I'm just gonna go to the latest section here, but I'm very happy with this list. This is a huge list. My God, we have what? 4 bans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 limitations, 3 semi-limits, and then what, 7 unlimits? That's a huge list. I'll take it. This list comes into effect on January 1st. Cool. Listen, I recorded already episode 3 of the budget challenge. My video going up in 2 days is going to be a hand trap tier list, which I don't know how much is going to matter right now, but we'll see. But hey, it is what it is. But guys, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think about the ban list down in the comments below. Of course, leave a like on the video as well. If we can hit 150 likes on the video between the next 2 days, I will, because I'm going on vacation in a bit, I will bring you a guide to the winners and losers of the ban list. And of course, subscribe to the channel as well. We are on the road to 5,000 subs. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what your favorite part of the ban list is, what your least favorite part is, and I'll see you guys all next time.